Hello everyone, my name is Speedy, welcome to NotSoSpeedRuns. We're here with 6 and 20 Metropolis, back in our fantastic campaign here in the City of Mist. It's good to see all you lovely people here in chat. Astral, Grinny, DJ, thank you for that follow as well, and Lord Mango. Wonderful, let's go ahead and get started because we did get a little bit of a late start today. So I want to make sure we can get as much playtime in as possible because I miss this crew, and there is so much going on still. So without further ado, let's start going around to our wonderful cast, starting as we usually do with wonderful Metamancer.
Hey guys, I'm Metamancer. I play Morrigan. She might be finally getting some answers, so that's good. So we'll see how that goes. Not sure just yet, but the mystery of Herbert will be solved someday.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of the mystery of Herbert, the man himself, Trendane.
Right,
that's your character. I know you were thinking of Hocus earlier.
I did. Before everybody else joined the call, I was like, you know what, the thing with Hocus, and it's like, no, that's a completely different game. Right, yeah, so it is different game, same first letter, so it threw me off. Hi, I would be Trent Sparks, and I'm voice actor personage thing, and I'm playing Herbert Harding, a sculptor who is either or amazingly good. It's weird how inconsistent his talent is. But yeah, hopefully we will learn lots more about him in the coming hours. Is a thing stuff. Well, of course, Meta's gone. That doesn't matter. We're not going that way. I'm still used to her being down below me. I'm like, hey, no, that's right. McLoken's down there now. So I can just say, hey, McLoken, go.
Is my Zoom acting weird?
No.
It froze on my screen, so I'm gonna keep talking, I guess. And
yeah, that's fine.
We can hear you.
Okay. Well, I see me moving on the stream, so
yeah.
Pretty high. Hello everyone who's tuning in. My name's McLoken. I'm playing Johnny today. I'm gonna punch people.
Punch all the people.
I would like to say Meta and I all week have been warming up for this by watching My Hero Academia. So
nice.
I am ready to go.
That's the best. I warmed up by watching Hackers, which is largely unrelated to anything that's going on here.
Hackers
but
is
still a great
related to everything in life.
That's true.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet!
We are nameless.
Because this is really weird. Zoom's fucking up bad. So hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay, all the cams are gonna be messed up. It'll be fine.
He says that now.
All right, but yeah. As for me, I'm Speedy, and I play as Giovanni DeBrosa, our wonderful charismatic bartender who may now owe a favor to the mafia, but it'll be fine probably. What could possibly go wrong with that? Don't
ask.
Okay. It's a rhetorical question, Trent.
Oh, I always have problems with those.
May owe a favor to the mafia. Also, Herbert hates him, which is going to be fun as we get closer and closer together. And McLoken is now the MC, so I'll turn things over to our wonderful MC, McLoken. You're muted. Like in classic MC fashion.
Yes. Johnny's my spirit animal right now. Everything, Zoom broke, my mic was muted, everything is falling apart right now. So, yeah, you guys are all standing in front of the Xanadu currently.
I attack.
Okay. What do you attack?
Everything.
Be more.
I attack the building.
Okay, you start punching the building and start blooding your knuckles. And
do I want to get a roll to attack?
No, because
What?
it's not D&D, motherfucker. So you're punching the building, and this man with glasses that are rainbow tinted walks up to you and he's like, "What you doing, little man?"
Is it hard? Is this guy really hard?
Always.
If he's not, can I make him that way? Because what I'd love to do is, you know, maybe I shouldn't.
This isn't that kind of show.
Right,
Not that
that's
kind
what
of
I was-
roleplay.
Right.
Are you sure?
I wish.
Tune in to 6 and 20 After Dark for more of whatever that is.
Yeah.
Sexy After Dark?
Yes. Sex aplenty After Dark.
That's plenty. Yep. That's
All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I turn things over to our GM, there is a tweet out. There's a link in chat right there if you want to retweet, show other people that you're here, all that good stuff. Go ahead and do it. Support the show. I don't really have any other announcements other than that. So let's get started. Johnny, take it away.
It's a shame I'm not playing Calvin anymore, because then, since he's, you know, a satyr, I could say bleats out, tweets out, and right, Johnny. No,
What? I
Nothing.
have no idea what you. Okay.
no.
All right. Are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
Oh, Calvin's back?
No.
We can only wish.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna get started,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see what happens. Just want to apologize in advance. This intro may be a little bit confusing, so if it's confusing, ask questions in chat, and I will explain, because I didn't get a chance to edit it as much as I wanted to. So, nothing bad about it. Previously on 6 and 20 Metropolis, Morrigan, Geo, and Johnny visit Herbert after Morrigan receives a note to visit him from Egg Shen. Having received something similar, Herbert takes the meeting with Morrigan while asking Johnny and Geo to wait outside. After deciding that he has no idea what's going on and is not interested in anything that she had to say, the crew departs from Herbert's home. Johnny feels drawn to investigate further into the arcade game Leviathan Hunter and Timothy McCracken. While playing the game with Morgan, he discovers more questions surrounding the purpose of the game and how it relates to the mysterious island that was in her dream. He is confronted by McCracken then and gets involved in quite a competitive game of Leviathan Hunter. Meanwhile, having discovered an unusual statue in Herbert's garden, Morgan investigates further into the mystery covered man, to the mysteriously covered man. When she discovers a missing persons case directly related to Herbert, she returns to follow up and figure out exactly what's going on. On the other side of town, Geo asks a favor of one of his patrons at the Queen of Hearts, a made man in the local underworld. Geo convinces him that his good-hearted nature deserves no penalty for his request. The patron reluctantly agrees and looks into helping Geo. Back at the arcade, and frustrated by Johnny's wins, McCracken smashes the arcade machine and makes his way to leave. Johnny, however, isn't accepting McCracken's bad behavior and confronts him. Now wrapped in a stranglehold, Johnny must confront an obvious foe. And so that's where we fade back in to the arcade. McCracken being very slippery and gotten Johnny into a chokehold. Johnny is there just ready to pounce. Go ahead.
So, how is he strangling me?
He's got you in you attempted to stop him, and remember, he just sort of pirouetted around you and wrapped his arm around your neck and just had you in a stranglehold, and you felt that his skin was cold and was, a little bit clammy.
Yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do. I am gonna hit everything.
There's nothing to hit. What are you gonna hit?
Oh, that's what you need to figure out, mister. So,
Tell me, sir, tell me.
As soon as, Kraken, what's Kraken doing? Is he, tightening up his.
He's just got you in a stranglehold, and he's just not letting go because you grabbed him and attacked him.
No, he broke a game, and he tried to leave without paying. And then I kicked him out, and then he's not leaving now, and so...
He doesn't remember that. He doesn't know anything that you're talking about.
We're not having this, No, I'm not talking in Johnny voice right now. So,
Sure.
one thing. So, what I'm asking is, this guy's got me in a headlock. Is he just holding it there?
Is he just holding it there? Yeah, he's just holding on to you there. Absolutely.
He's not squeezing it in and trying to make.
No, he's just got you in a hold. He's trying to prevent you from taking any further action against him. It's not obvious that he is doing anything else but that at this point.
Oh no, because there is something I can do against him, but he's not
No,
progressing it further.
he's not trying to choke you out yet.
Johnny would literally stand there, cross his arms, like unfazed by what he's doing, and he's like, "Are you finished?"
Are you going to stop preventing me from going?
Oh no, I tried to throw you out the door, but then you put me in this headlock.
All right, time out. You weren't trying to throw him out the door. He was trying to leave, and you were trying to prevent him from leaving.
No, the end of the episode, so he tried to leave, and then I said, "I fucking don't know why, but I hate you," and I went to go throw him to the door, and then he did some weird fucking crazy shit, and he's behind me and put me in a headlock.
Right, he pirouetted behind you, almost like a ballet dancer, because he felt you kind of grabbing onto him, and so now that so I didn't realize that was your intent, was to just throw him out the door.
Yeah,
and so he's got you in that stranglehold. He's like, I'm happy to leave as long as you're not going to get physical with me.
No, go.
Fine. And he just releases his arm, kind of sizes you up and down, and says, well, until next time, kid.
Yeah, maybe we'll make it 4 losses on your part.
I'll see you tomorrow. And he walks out. And now you have a damaged Leviathan Hunter machine.
Yeah, Johnny's gonna go repair it.
Okay. So we're going to cut to Morrigan was still with Herbert, I believe, at that point. Is that correct? Okay, so we're going to cut to Morrigan and Herbert.
I think I was waiting for him in my car because we went to order food to go back to the office. So
Right.
That's correct.
And he was finishing getting all of his
right.
couture on and then heading out to the car.
Okay. So I guess we'll go pick up the food and then arrive at the car or the
where did
office.
Yeah, sure. Where did you order it from? Santino's? Or so was it Santini's or Santino's?
I thought we said it was, he wanted the chicken parmesan. Yeah.
Okay.
So where I guess I would get it there, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Okay. And so you arrive back at the apartment. When you check in with the doctor who's monitoring Derek, there's no change.
Okay.
Egg Shen is also not anywhere to be seen.
Got it. I guess we're gonna start eating our food before it gets cold and open up some discussions. So, well, Herbert, this is my office. Normally I would see patients here, but I've since put my practice on hiatus, so it's also kind of my apartment now. So
Good view.
yeah. At least there's that.
I don't think I'd enjoy living up here, but it's nice.
Not a skyscraper kind of guy.
Not really. I prefer being closer to the ground.
Fair enough. It has its challenges being up here.
I'm not agoraphobic or anything. I just hard to put, statues in your front yard if you don't have one. So
True. Yeah, my lobby's not very big. Fair enough. Well, how did you come to be an artist?
When did you know you wanted to be a doctor?
Well, that's a long story. Short version, traumatic experience.
Oh, maybe not the best comparison to make then. For me, I always, even when I was a kid, I was just started out making mud pies and just turned into stick figures, and eventually graduated to kind of a bas relief kind of thing in sand on the beach and sand castles. And I've always been making stuff with my hands. The Vulgaris didn't start until later.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Was there any clinical diagnosis on why or cause?
Sometimes people just contract it. It could have been from an external vector. It could have been something hereditary that was just dormant for a while. I don't know. It just started, and now I'm constantly just building up skin cells all the time. So
do you find like that maybe it's one of the more extreme cases?
It's possible. Sometimes it like I don't know if it's just because you're a doctor that I'm suddenly comfortable talking to you about this. I mean, I've been a few reporters that have talked to me about it anyway, so it's not like nobody knows, but sometimes like a piece of, I shouldn't talk about this while we're eating. It's disgusting. Never mind.
No, you're fine. Unless it grosses you out.
It doesn't gross me out. It's part of my normal life. It's just sometimes like a big piece of skin will just slough out. Not like living flesh skin. It's some of the buildup of the dead skin cells will just kind of reach a point where they just slough off. It happens especially if I'm in the water quite a lot. So I mean I bathe obviously, but it's a quick sort of thing.
I don't know much about the condition to comment really, but
it's actually pretty simple. I mean, most people, when their skin cells die, they just slough off and fall away. And those of us who have contracted ichthyosis vulgaris, that doesn't happen. And so we just build up layers upon layers of dead skin that sometimes start looking like scales, which is the ichthyosis part. It's fish kind of thing. I'm really glad we're not eating fish tonight.
Yeah, not a particularly big fan of fish.
I like it. It's pretty tasty. So you're this guy that this egg dude wants me to help you with. You said he's here?
Yeah, I converted one of the rooms to a facility for him. When we're done eating, if you wanna, you can go and see him. He's not very talkative usually.
Yeah. But I don't know how I can help. I mean, I wish I could. I don't know what I can do. I don't think making a sculpture of him is going to help in any way.
I honestly don't know. I think I'm just trying anything that I can at this point, even if it's not going to make any sense.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, well, that's... What about you? What, family or anything?
Not really. Not much anymore. I think I may have an aunt out there somewhere, but parents are not long dead, but they died a while back. And for a long time, it was me and my was me and my girlfriend, and she disappeared. And I guess sort of like you, I just kind of live in hope that maybe someday get her back.
Yeah, I hope so. How long ago was that?
A year, a little bit more.
Huh.
I think sometimes I lose track of it. I've got that. I got that sculpture I did of her, but I guess maybe I thought it would help me feel like I still have a connection to her and get her back. But more often than not, it's just kind of haunting. I mean, some people say I should get rid of it, that I should let it go. But I mean, that's one of the best pieces I've ever done. I can't just, and I don't want to give up on her. So.
Did I see this particular statue?
Oh yeah, if you were in the house, you saw it.
Okay.
And it is.
Can you describe the statue for us again?
If you, like I mentioned before, there was a tweet like a year or two ago that was about sculptors who have the amazing talent to make stone look soft. And it's like Greek sculptures where you can see the finger indentations in someone's flesh who's holding onto somebody's body or something, or the woman in the long flowing robes and how stone looks like silk, you know, the way that it would look if it were just frozen in time for a moment, you know. And she's not ravishingly gorgeous. She's pretty, but she's just slightly better than average kind of pretty. But the statue is almost unearthly lifelike in some ways. I mean, it's stone. It is obviously stone, but every pore is accounted for, and it's just amazing to look at.
What was her name?
I'm sorry, what?
Her name?
Oh, Jessica.
Oh, I'm sorry. You haven't found her yet.
Morrigan. So as you're having this conversation, it would occur to you that the statue that you saw that prompted you to return to Herbert has exactly the same level of detail and quality as the statue that he describes as his girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah, and I live in hope one day. The other statue that you would have noticed inside the house, very near to the statue of his girlfriend, was half a shark, but it's like the tail got broken off. But, the front half of the shark is beautiful.
Yeah. Didn't Herbert say he used to have a turtle growing up?
Yeah, and it's out in the front yard. I mean, the statue of the turtle.
Yeah. Yeah. Herbert, without you taking offense, hopefully, I'm curious, do you find inspiration from people and things that impact your life? Specifically, the statues that you've been making that seem to be quite excellent are always of things that are exceptionally important to you.
Well, not always. Sometimes it'll be, I mean, a lot of times, yeah, but sometimes they're very circumstantial stuff, like the statue of the young lady in the front yard, the one who was at the gallery installment that disappeared. You know, I mean, she's as callous as it sounds. She's not important to me. I felt sorry for her girlfriend and wanted to do something for her, but ultimately it was perhaps a bit too intense. Just like the statue of Jessica, I guess. For some people, it's just too much. It's too realistic.
When did you make the turtle one?
Oh, God, that was... I don't even know. That's been around for a long time. I think probably close to 10, maybe 15 years ago.
Wow. When did you start developing your skin condition by chance?
I guess it's probably right around the same time. I mean, the vitiligo was there before that, but the vulgaris wasn't.
Was that the first real exquisite piece that you made, the turtle?
I think it was. There may have been one or two before that, maybe three. Sometimes I find pieces of what look like they were really great pieces, but I can only find parts of them. And I don't know what happened to the rest of them. Maybe I just started on you know how like an artist sometimes they'll just sketch hands.
Yes.
And stuff, and maybe I just felt like I needed to work on hands or something, and I'll find a hand, and but it's really jagged at the bottom, like it broke off at something, and I'm not quite sure if maybe I had done a forearm, and then like I dropped it or something, but it always seems to be broken when it. Not always. Sometimes I'll find really good pieces, but I don't know what they're from.
That's interesting, definitely.
Morrigan, you get a text. It's from Catherine. And it just says, there's another.
Okay.
I've been helping the police with the case, and it seems like it's just never ending.
Seen some crime shows like that on TV. You got individual cases for each episode, but sometimes there's that big arc that goes throughout the entire season.
Or like several years, but yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. This one's related to what's happening to my friend. There's a person who has a bit of a grudge against me and him. Not so much a person, more like a monster.
You don't mean like a literal monster, do you? Because I think we've kind of had parts of this discussion before.
I see him as a man physically, but he is a monster in every way.
Okay.
Another text comes through indicating a location in Tinseltown.
So, what time did that note say to meet Egg?
Midnight.
remember that it changed again on you. Changed back to the original note.
Well, no, I changed to one saying good idea.
Sorry, you're right. It was a good idea.
What time is it about right now?
About 7 o'clock in the evening. Sorry.
Of course, you cannot have chicken parmesan at 7 o'clock in the morning. You cannot do this. It's crazy.
When did the Merovingian get here?
I don't know.
What place in Tinseltown does the address reveal?
Indicates a city or part of town known for the adult industry elements of the city.
Do you need me to go?
No, you don't need to go, but she's just gonna keep messaging me. So here's an idea. Do you want to ride along? You don't have to get out of the car. Maybe you'll get some inspiration somewhere.
To a crime scene involving a monster.
Oh, I don't think the monster's there.
Well, I
You
don't.
wouldn't be texting me.
If this crime scene is in any way related to them, I'm not sure I wanted that kind of inspiration. But I don't have to look.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise you'd have to come all the way back over to my place to pick me up, and then we'd have to go over to meet the thing, presuming you get done in time to...
Yeah. All right. Do you want to swing into the bedroom to say hello? Maybe he'll be awake. I don't know. Before we head out.
Sure.
He doesn't get a lot of visitors, so.
Well, hopefully he doesn't wake up while I'm in there, because I'm not exactly sure what a guy in a big trench coat and a ski mask is going to make him think if he wakes up.
True. Okay. I'm gonna go to Derek's room to see how he's doing before I head out again.
So as you step inside Morrigan, you see that he is resting peacefully, and the doctor kind of indicates that he's been asleep for a little while, and having fitful dreams, but otherwise just sort of having an okay day. And so you begin to kind of make your way around the bed, kind of to check in with the doctor as Herbert enters the room. And for Herbert, as you enter the room, you have a flash of Derek from some other place. Like, there's something about this flash that just, like, he seems familiar to. And for a second, you're just kind of frozen there. And as that flash just kind of, comes, you can't place the location, but you've definitely seen him before. And as you're kind of coming back, you see something glowing from under the covers, under his bedcloth. And it's just kind of lingering there as it kind of just diffuses in your vision.
Herbert, you all right?
Yeah, I feel like I know this guy, like I've seen him. Not that I know him. He seems familiar somehow.
Is there anything else?
That under there.
Do I see anything?
You don't see any glow or anything. Nothing stands out to you. But when he's pointing, he appears to be pointing to one of the locations of the writing on his body, on Derek's body.
Okay. I'm gonna move the sheet that's in the way.
And so as you remove the sheet, Herbert, his essentially his bedclothes, his whatever he's wearing. I think we described that he was actually wearing some sort of like light pajamas, so not like a hospital gown. You can see the glow stronger under there from what was the location that was on his chest. But the glowing is like brighter now that the bedcloth has been, or the sheet has been pulled back and sort of his thing has been revealed.
Right under there.
Okay.
You see the light there? The glowing from that?
I don't, but I believe you. And we're going to see what that is.
I do.
Maybe this is what Egg intended. Sounds weird, but I'm just going to move the shirt out of the way.
Trent, I'm going to ask you to have Herbert face danger. In this particular situation, think about this as like a mental attack of some kind. So what do you think applies here?
Let's see. Does he get to draw from his mythos at all?
Yes, he will get to draw from his mythos. And the reason behind that will become obvious depending upon whether he succeeds or fails.
Okay. Then a lot is going to become very clear in just the next few seconds as I start naming these power tags.
If you want to, I'm going to trust you on this. If you want to just name how many you think apply from your mythos, at this point you can message the group otherwise and just kind of let them know, player wise. But if we want to keep it, sort of hidden until the reveal actually happens, I'm okay with doing that at this point.
I'm going to say 3 overall.
Okay.
2 from the mythos, 1 from the logos.
And what's the one from the logos? Because it's not going to apply to your
Anatomical
mythos.
knowledge.
Okay. All right. There is a negative story tag in play here, and it is the Maiden Butcher.
Okay. And where did it go? Anatomical knowledge. And -1. Face danger. Mild success with a 9.
Okay. So for Herbert, what happened? Actually, I'll describe what happens for Morgan first, because that'll be a little bit easier to kind of explain. For what Morgan sees, and potentially the doctor, depending upon how much he's paying attention, Morgan, you see the glyphs on his chest, appear for just a second, and there's like not like a flash, but like a flare. It's like it builds up, and there's a little bit of like energy that comes behind it, and it sort of stands out for a second and kind of vanishes. And you see Herbert just kind of feel shaken for just a second. And for Herbert, what you see is a much clearer picture of that vision. You see Derek bound and tied and being marked by something. And you're just kind of taking in the scene for just a second, and you're kind of looking around, and you realize that you too are bound in that room. But you see this form just sort of tattooing these details on Derek, and he is not passed out, but he is clearly incoherent and delirious, as if he hasn't slept for days. And you pause for a second in the vision, and you're just kind of looking at this picture, and the next thing you know, you're not looking into the face of this particular person because they've got goggles and a mask over their face, but they're standing in front of you and they're kind of reaching in and touching you, and you realize that you're naked as he pulls something from you, from your skin, puts it into a stone grinder as he's kind of grinding things, and walks back over to a table and sprinkles something else into there and continues to grind it, and takes whatever liquid concoctions from there, uses a quill, and continues to mark Derek. And as you flash out of this, all of this vision sort of happens, and along with being momentarily stunned, you're going to take a tier 1 status of shocked.
Where do I put those?
There should be at the bottom of the character sheet. You can just add essentially one of the status cards. You just mark it as a tier 1, and then you just give the title of status, or sorry, of shocked.
Statuses are indicated by like the little business briefcase with the plus sign. Don't know why. Don't know why that icon was chosen for that, but
I like to think it's a first aid kit.
okay. But I guess health in is pseudo form, maybe.
I guess could be.
Old school like health packs you find in video games. You guys remember Turok? There'd be like white boxes with red crosses on them, and you'd run up and be like, have all my health back, and then a velociraptor jumps at you and you die.
I was having a similar vision about enemy territory, but not with the velociraptor. Although velociraptors in enemy territory would have been great. I'm just going to say that now.
Yes.
So,
Right.
Herbert just kind of and falls back against the door frame.
And Morgan rushes over to make sure he's okay. Yeah.
I saw him just getting those things writing or tattooing them on him, and somebody was they were pulling things off me and making them into the stuff that they're putting in him, and oh fuck.
It's okay. Sit down. You want some water?
Exactly what he's doing. Yes, please.
Okay.
The fuck was that? Guy was doing it. He had glasses and like goggles on and a mask on his face, and it was
like a gas mask.
is that what it was? Like a gas mask?
No, it was like a surgeon's mask. It was basically something, that would just case together. And he was wearing goggles as well. And the goggles were, you could not see his eyes out of them. They were like mirror shaded.
No, it was like a doctor's thing.
Oh, like a clean mask. Yeah, like the linen paper, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was he wearing a lab coat or regular attire, or could you not see? Maybe a t-shirt? You could see any markings on himself?
I'm gonna defer to the MC on that one, because otherwise I'm gonna start making shit up.
Yes, I
Go
know. He actually tattooed his name on his arm. Great.
No, you don't want me making shit up, because I'm leaning towards like a silk 3-piece suit and shit that he wouldn't be wearing.
So what he was wearing is sort of, as was described before, if you guys don't remember, some really nondescript sort of shoes, actually boots, a button-up shirt, wearing blue gloves, latex gloves, some slacks that were under, basically business casual kind of a setting, but immaculately, dressed in that way though. His facial hair could be seen slightly, kind of peeking out of the bottom of the mask, but otherwise he was impeccably groomed. But you didn't see any skin. You didn't see any skin on his body whatsoever, only on his face. And what you saw of his face was basically,
Please continue.
That's not weird.
It's not weird at all, Tren. I was thinking blue gloves, but if you want black, that's great.
We
but
only
I was
have
just...
the black nitrile, so yeah.
But so the basically the only part of him that you saw was essentially the back of his neck. Again, his hair was immaculately groomed. It was short, and you saw his ears and the bit of the beard kind of just peeking out from under the mask itself. But otherwise, there were no really kind of distinct features. The slacks were, essentially like tan or sort of khaki slacks, and the shirt was a light blue. But that's it. Otherwise.
I will relay that to Morrigan.
This matches the description of the person that was cited previously.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
So when Valanda had her bit with us, like way back, me and all that.
Yep.
Are there repetitive patterns in all of this? Like it's the same person?
There are repetitive patterns in this. It is obvious that somebody is clearly allowing themselves to be identified.
Okay. Well, as crazy as it sounds, that sounds like the person that might be responsible for some other things, which is not also too good because I still can't catch him. Here's your water. I'm sure this is very overwhelming for you.
Yeah, you fucking think?
Yeah. Have you ever done that before?
What?
The whole seeing things thing.
Like that? No.
In other ways, though?
I mean, like this, yes, but
No,
not like daydreaming. Yes, actual dreaming, yes, but not anything like that.
So you've literally never experienced anything like, not even as a child, that you may have thought was a dream, a regular dream?
If I thought it was a regular dream, then I would think it was a...
I'm saying anything that stands out from when you were younger, maybe.
No.
Okay. I have liquor if you prefer.
Definitely should not do that.
Okay. Thank you. I did not know that was going to happen at all. I'm sorry that... Could you tell where it was? Anything about the room?
It seemed warehouse-ish.
No, it seemed like a clean room. You would actually recognize something like this when you were put into isolation when they were trying to identify what was wrong with you. Almost clinical.
Well, it's like a hospital isolation room sort of thing.
Okay. Was it makeshift or was it like in an institution?
I couldn't see much. There was like the really thick plastic sheeting around.
Mhm.
It was very blurry. I couldn't.
Yeah, like a containment clean room
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
He was on one table. I was on another table. He was just, kind of babbling like he was super sleep deprived, like when you've been awake for days.
Yeah, we're under the impression that he was tortured extensively.
I'm seeing myself there too?
I can't explain that. Well, I can't explain any of it really, but if I had to guess, you were... Nope, not gonna guess. Nope, not even gonna say it. Has anything else very strange happened to you other than literally the last 24 hours where you've met now 3 people that are very strange? Unexplainable, supernatural-esque, maybe?
The closest thing to it is that whenever I do one of these really amazing pieces,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember doing it.
So there's gaps in your time, right? Like you just started something and then wake up and it's there, or
Yeah,
how much time usually passes?
not a lot. I mean, no more than a night. I mean, that alone is just bizarre. You can't make... I figured I must have started it. Like, you remember back in the 80s, they had the videos on the savant kids who like, they're practically autistic, and then somehow they do like Mozart level stuff. I figured maybe it's something like that. Maybe I've got some secret I sleepwalk to some
Right.
place, and I'm working on stuff and I don't remember, and then I come back home and then everything's all one day I wake up and there's this statue that I, unbeknownst to me, have been working on for months, but I don't remember doing any of it. And now this shit, what the fuck is going on? You guys, you show up and that kid is talking about superheroes. What the fuck is all that about?
People think what they want to rationalize the experiences that they have in the world. So it is possible that there was rather than sleepwalking, sleep carving, arting, whatever. I don't know any studies about it, but the brain is a very strange thing. So have you done a sleep study or anything like that? Maybe. Okay. I get that this is incredibly overwhelming. I was very young when I started experiencing unexplainable things. It led me down a very dangerous path, one that I think about every single day.
This shit is crazy.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it is crazy. But
Morgan, you get another text.
what's it say this time? Because I
Where
have
the hell are you? Where the hell are you?
I understand if you don't want to come with me.
I
But-
need something to take my mind off this.
Okay, let's go.
I just hope that it will.
You could talk to me about your favorite artists or something, if that helps take your mind off of it. Or other sculptors that you like. As we are walking to the vehicle.
And most of them are dead. I mean, they've been dead for years, like centuries. But
Well, sure. I mean, Nobody's immortal, right?
And we're gonna cut to Geo. Geo, you just got done asking for a favor. How are you handling that?
Could be worse. I didn't have to beg, and it seems like I don't owe him anything. Yet.
Yet. Okay. So as he kind of heads off to make that happen for you, the rest of the night seems to be going just really quietly. But there's a nagging feeling that you keep having. You seem to remember that there's a reason that you need to go home, but you're not quite sure what's going on. You're feeling it. You're feeling drawn. You're feeling pulled. Doesn't really feel normal, but it's just kind of there. It's kind of lingering.
Hey Mikey, you mind if I take the rest of the shift off? I got a splitting headache or something.
Kind of looks at you and acknowledges and said, "Yeah, sure."
Thanks. I take a shot of something strong before I leave.
What is something strong, and is it something that Geo needs? Is this the second time that he's having a drink where he's like his own need kind of just compels him?
Pellegrino.
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
No. There's something strong that's compelling him away, and I think that he's gonna drink an Irish whiskey because it's what he knows that what Morrigan always drinks. Morrigan's always drinking an Irish whiskey or a Guinness or something like that, and he's relating to that in some way where he's trying to suppress whatever this other thing is that's calling him.
Okay.
It's not necessarily what he thinks he needs, but it's more of like him trying to feel the same way as someone else.
Okay. Face danger.
Alright. Can I take bartender on this one?
Absolutely.
How about regard for mortality?
Absolutely.
Death defying?
How is it death-defying?
I don't know what the danger is. So
Okay,
I can't really
You're
say.
not in mortal danger at this point.
Okay. Nature of the mist?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a weakness tag of an empty home.
Perfect.
I'm gonna upgrade that that card later.
Okay.
Cool.
And roll it.
Let me make sure I don't have. Oh yeah, I got that status tag of broken leg a while back. That actually didn't happen, so I need to make sure that's.
Did it not happen?
In
It
some
happened, but
ways?
he doesn't remember.
Yeah. It didn't happen to this Geo.
I could always show him, but he said no, so.
You may want to rethink that.
I want
Wow.
to show him, but I don't think he's ready to handle that memory right now.
I can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
So Gio, you take that drink, and you're kind of lost in the moment. Kind of, there's something familiar about that taste. Brings you back to a happier time. Something that reminds you of Naomi. But you just kind of shake it off and have a little bit of a smile, and you hear her voice just in your head as you're smiling, you're done, you're feeling drawn towards home, and you're walking towards home, and all you hear is her voice in your head, just a slight whisper that says, "Come to me."
Walk back home in a daze, shaking my head, looking around corners, paranoid.
You actually feel surprisingly calm, given everything that you're seeing around. I mean, the Queen of Hearts is in one of the worst parts of, one of the worst parts of Tinseltown. But as you're walking back to the blue-collar district and walking home, in the distance, you see a series of squad cars. Just a couple blocks down. But as you're making your way home, your thoughts just continue to turn back to Naomi, and everything else you seem oblivious to. And so you finally arrive back to the outside of your apartment building. The drawn nature of what you're feeling just feels intense. And you're feeling yourself drawn up to your apartment.
I walk in.
The apartment's mostly quiet. It's empty, or at least it feels empty in the way that you normally feel when you come home after a shift. The loneliness sort of just bearing down on you of how empty it is. But your kitchen, there's a little bit of a scraping noise in the kitchen, and the light's on. You're not quite sure what's going on there, but you don't remember leaving the light on before.
I pull the gun that I've been carrying with me since I stole it from that Gracie.
Okay. I forgot all about that. Make sure that's added as a story tag for you, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I sneak my way, or I sidle up along the wall, that in the corner that leads to the kitchen, and look inside.
As you peek around the corner, you see the form of a young woman standing over the stove, messing with a saucepan. And she looks over at you, and you recognize Naomi. She says, "Hi, honey. Where you been?" And that's where we're going to cut to Johnny.
Okay.
Johnny, the machine repair isn't going quite as well. He damaged the CRT display, so it's you're going to have to reorder that part.
There's not one in back.
You tell me.
Well, I mean, I imagine there's spare parts in back.
Well, okay, so there's spare parts in back, but it's a repair that's going to take you all night.
And when is the tournament?
The tournament begins tomorrow, but for this particular game, it's not until the last day.
Okay. I would start staging everything.
Okay.
Meaning like everything, like, so in the morning, like I can like, so the time I have spent on it, it's just prepping it like halfway to a good halfway point where like, in the morning, that's when he can do the second half in the back and then wheel it out after it's been fixed. Yeah, and that's what he's gonna do currently. So how long of a repair do you think this is gonna take?
It's the kind of thing that's going to take you all night, right? Because he damaged the frame of the arcade machine, so you've got to reinforce the frame, make sure that the brackets aren't going to, to the CRT isn't going to drop into the machine again because it's not bracketed in correctly, and the frame is not going to be able to support it. So there's a number of things that you're going to have to do here to make this sort of really work.
Okay. So I mean, like, for the most part, like, is the skin damaged?
What do you mean by the skin?
The skin, like the decals and all that kind of stuff for the game.
Absolutely. You're going to have to order, some new decals from, a vintage shop, and it's going to cost, your dad's going to be pissed because it's going to cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah. So basically, he would start repairing it, and how much is it going to cost in total? Like, estimation.
It would be pretty expensive. Like, it's going to be at least $100 to get this thing back into shape, which is arguably, more than the budget that Johnny typically has to keep the vintage machines going per month.
Yeah. So Johnny would have to pull stuff out of his ass, but is his dad currently there?
No, but the arcade is still open at this point. It's still just the early part of the evening as you're kind of just doing all of this.
Yeah. As I'm like fixing it, I would call my dad and put him on speaker as I'm repairing the game. And be like fixing and like talking to my dad, and so he calls him up, puts the phone like down next to him, because he like, imagine he's like down and like trying to like straighten out like the frame with his hand, and kind of like reinforce it that way, and then like kind of like putting rivets into the frame as well where it's been bent, to kind of reinforce it another way, and then kind of doing that as well. And he's like, Dad,
just remind me what he sounds like. Because I don't do the voice very often, so I've forgotten what he sounds like.
I remember.
He sounds a little bit he sounds like that all-American dad, very kind of upbeat, enthusiastic. Can't remember.
It's been quite a few episodes.
Yes, it has. So
so let's just
Maybe like Timmy Turner's dad.
No. He's kind of like, if we're saying like more of like a sitcom dad, but not like where he's like, haha. It's more of a straight up like.
He's got an Alan Thicke kind of thing going on from Growing Pains.
Alan Thicke and Tim Allen a little bit.
Yeah.
From Home Improvement.
Uh-huh.
That was the kind of vibe I got from.
Okay. Oh dear God. Okay, that doesn't really help. I haven't really seen anything from either of those two in a while.
Just think Tim Allen from anything that you've seen.
Yeah, which would, the immediate thing that comes to mind is Galaxy Quest, and I don't think that's what he sounds like.
I'm okay. I think we're okay with that.
When he's not in character, that's
yes.
Hey son, what's going on? What can I Your mom and I were just sitting down to dinner. You gonna be home in town? Excuse me. Breadcrumb.
Oh well, no, because I gotta fix a machine now. Because, McCracken's a sore loser.
Who's Crack?
McCracken, the guy who's coming here. The tournament.
Yeah, I know about the tournament. Wait, so you say the guy who is coming there, but he's already been there, and what?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He was here, and then we played Leviathan Hunter, and then I beat him, and he became a little bitch and broke the game.
Language, son.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just mad.
Uh-huh. So wait, who broke the machine?
McCracken.
Like how broke?
Like, I mean, it's probably about a couple $100 a repair. It's gonna take me all night to fix it. I'm probably just gonna do half now and half in the morning.
So he was like really aggressive about it and like just broke it?
Yeah.
Did you call the cops?
The CRT's broken. I had the replacement in back, but we're gonna have to order another CRT so we have another spare on hand.
Yeah, did you call the cops?
No, I kicked him out.
Oh, okay. So how long ago was that?
How long ago was that, Johnny?
Probably a good 20 or 30 minutes.
Okay.
30 minutes ago.
All right. Cameras in the shop are working, right?
Yeah.
So you got it on tape?
Yeah, should be. I can
okay.
double check.
Yeah, please. Yeah. And yeah, make sure you got the copy, tape, call the cops and tell them that you know he's not not coming back in there.
All right.
And we're gonna, if we have to, we're gonna, because that's a expensive piece of machinery.
Well, I have never seen too many of those those machines around.
Yeah, it's I mean it's a vintage machine. You can't just go around breaking that thing and not have some kind of consequences.
Yeah. Well, I'll put this on hold right now and then go check the tapes and then let you know what I find.
All right. If he shows up again, before the cops get there, just give us a call. I'll send your mom down there to kick his ass.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, language. Sorry.
I'll let it slide this time, Dad.
Okay. Good man.
Okay. All right. Have fun at dinner.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got croutons the size of the Great Lakes up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I gotta go do this. Otherwise, we're just gonna have weird small talk, and you know how I'm good with small talk.
Oh yeah, yeah. You get that from no, your mom's within earshot. Never mind.
Yeah, you better be careful, otherwise she's gonna end up kicking your ass.
Yeah, language.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. All right. Talk at you later there, kiddo.
All right. Bye, Dad.
Okay, bye.
Like, and then I would go check the tapes.
So as you're making your way to the office where the tapes are, really slick, youngish, older than Johnny, probably late 20s, early 30s, guy in a very sort of slick suit, kind of walks up and says, "Hey, are you the kid that works here?"
Yeah, I'm busy right now. What?
No, hey, sorry. My name's Tyler Neptune. Pleased to meet you. What's your name? He raises his hand out to you. Johnny. Last name Johnny?
You're not.
Oh, Johnny's my first name. Sorry.
You have a last name Johnny? I mean, come on, kid. Keep up. Come on. He snaps his fingers at you.
I'm the kid who works here. Why would my last name be Johnny? Who has the last name Johnny? Johnny's my first name.
You see that he's got very little patience for you.
I have very little patience right now as well.
I was gonna say very few people do.
And he kind of looks at you and he says, Johnny, do you have a last name? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, Storm along.
Okay, Johnny. Listen. So apparently a client of mine was in here and caused a bit of a ruckus earlier. I wanted to come in and smooth it over. I know he's supposed to be here this weekend competing. I just want to kind of make sure things are okay. I was told to come talk to you because apparently you're the only guy that's on duty that's working here that represents the business. So what can we do? How can I make this better?
Who are you talking about?
McCracken, that kid McCracken.
Get the fuck out.
Excuse me?
Get the fuck out.
We have a contract. He's going to be here. I just wanted to make sure that there's not going to be any problem for him to be able to fulfill his contract.
Yeah, he violated his contract when he broke the fucking machine we're supposed to play.
That's not the only game that he's competing in this weekend. Is this going to be a problem? Do I need to talk to the owner?
Yeah. Here, hold on. I give him my phone and it's like, there you go. And then I walk back to the machines, to the cameras, and go look at the feed.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
I got a better one for you there, mister. You got my son's phone. Who the fuck are you? Excuse me. Sorry. Language. Sorry.
Sorry, sir. My name is Tyler Neptune. I represent Timothy McLoken. He's competing here this weekend, and apparently he got into some sort of a scuffle here. I kind of wanted to check in and make sure that things are okay and smooth any problems out.
Nope.
Nope. What?
Nope. Things are not okay. My understanding is he broke a vintage machine.
Excuse me, sir. That's why I'm here. I understand that he got a little out of control, and I wanted to kind of check in and make sure that he was going to be able to compete this weekend in the tournament. And I just wanted to take care of anything, smooth anything over. If there's any financial issues, I'll be happy to take care of and compensate you.
Betcha.
I'm having visions of Tim Allen and Fargo, basically here. So, sir, what can I do? What can I do to make this better? He's got to be back here tomorrow. The competition starts tomorrow.
Oh, well, we're going to start with a very public apology. And I do mean very.
Yeah, sir, I'm not sure really you know how this kind of works.
Okay, enjoy your time in our fair town, because you're not going to be in my shop.
Sir, I'm willing to compensate you, but McLoken is kind of sensitive, and he is one of our top earners. So,
one of your top earners you can't control.
He's an artist. What can I say?
Oh, I can say maybe you ought to only hire artists that you can control.
I'm not sure you're aware of the nature of the business of this, but okay. I'm going to offer a difference of opinion, or we're going to move on. What can I do financially to take care of this for you?
Well, financially, as it is a very expensive vintage machine, and then let's see the amount of losses that I will.
What this is going on is do I go to the feeds?
Excuse me, sir. If you wanted to talk to me, you can talk to me. I'm talking to your father right now, and he kind of points to the phone.
No, I'm not. Fuck you, Johnny.
Did you hear this?
Stop interrupting the goddamn scene. All right, we're gonna cut to Johnny going back to the machines. Absolutely.
Okay. No, the cameras. Is it like in that time?
The machine where the cameras are? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Is the like that whole conversation? I imagine I could have checked like the past 20, 30 minutes or even an hour. Was there anything? Did everything get caught?
Oh yeah, everything got caught.
Then I will upload the feed to a tablet, and then hold the tablet on me, and then use the landline to call the cops.
Okay, so we're gonna cut back to Neptune and Johnny's dad having this conversation. So, sir, I don't think you understand. I just want to compensate you, make sure that you get taken care of. I understand the difficulties that are working with McLoken. I myself have had experiences with him, but my job is to manage him, and I am trying to manage him and the situation right now so that we both continue to make money. Sir, if he is not allowed to compete tomorrow, you might be in breach of contract, and I might have to call my lawyers.
Okay, go right ahead.
You don't seem like the person who's going to be able to handle costly expenses here, sir. So I mean, your business is doing okay, but I just want to make sure that you understand that this could get expensive.
Yeah,
and we will sue you for to the limit of what we think is necessary to get the message across.
Yeah, well, speaking of messages getting across there, I think that perhaps him competing on a machine does not include breaking it. And if I remember the contract, which we both signed, there is a subsection. Hang on a second. I've got it right here. Yeah, thank you, dear. Yeah, no, thank you. I've got it.
Subsection FU.
Yeah, that's pretty much the one. And this part about damages incurred, and if they're in the ordinary wear and tear on the game, then we'll overlook that. But anything goes beyond that, and I would say that shattering a CRT. By the way, that for you young fellers there, that stands for cathode ray tube. And the brace bracket that holds it in place, not to mention the fact that, as I said, it is a vintage classic game, so the decals, which are considerable in size, they go down the entire side. Those things, you can't get the artwork for that anymore. You got to custom print every single one of them. You got to put on the side. That alone is worth probably a good $7,000 or $8,000 just for the one side. And so I mean, you want to take me to court, that's fine. You go right ahead, fella. I'll see you there, and I guarantee you we will clean your britches so thoroughly that your mama still want to fold them.
So, sir, I'm happy to actually compensate you for a reasonable amount. Having had experiences replacing these machines before, yes, he does have a history, but I'm very aware of how much it actually costs to actually replace an entire machine, and it's not more than a couple $1,000s to fabricate the stickers that go on the side, the artwork for the machine, replacing all of the parts that are in the guts. The biggest thing is the chip that actually contains the game, or the motherboard. And as long as that's not damaged, and Timothy has been known to break one of those, but we've since had a conversation about how much that actually costs us. That all those costs inherent in that, I am happy to compensate you for, but nowhere in the contract, sir. And I'm looking at the contract right now. And he's looking at it on his phone. I'm looking at the contract right now, and nowhere does it say I need to issue a public apology, nor does my client. So I'm happy to compensate, but otherwise, sir, that's just not going to happen.
Well, that's fine.
So does that mean that he can compete tomorrow if I compensate you financially?
Exactly how much is that cost going to be?
Depends on the damage from the machine. I'll have my guy come in the first thing in the morning to evaluate.
Yeah, which guy is that going to be?
That's going to be my technical guy as a part of my team.
Right.
He will be coming in a long time, way before Mr. McLoken returns to the arcade.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have my technical guy right there so that we can have a secondary opinion. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to have that money in my hot little hand before he's going to set foot back in my establishment. His contract or no, I get to say who gets to pay, patronize my establishment. And your prissy little guy who you've already established has a history of doing this crap. So yeah, he doesn't come into my my shop until such time as I got that money right there in my hand.
Cash or check, sir?
Oh, let's see. I think under the circumstances, yeah, cash probably, because right now I don't trust you as far as I could throw you.
Does your representative here, Johnny, who wouldn't Johnny Stormalong, I believe his name is?
Yeah.
Will he accept a cash deposit?
Oh, I'll be there.
No, I'll give him a cash deposit right now to be able to compensate for the situation.
Oh, hell
guaranteed.
No. You and I are going to deal with our business tomorrow when I get there.
Well, sir, I'd kind of like to get this handled expediently because
sure
if I have to engage the lawyers, I need to start that process right now, sir.
Okay, go right ahead. I'll talk to you in the morning.
All right. You have a great day, sir.
Yep, you too.
And he hangs up. Johnny, as you're coming out of that office, by the way, that was awesome, Trent. Thank you. Johnny, as he's coming out of that you're coming out of the office with your tablet. He just throws your phone at you and walks out.
I catch it. Bye. Then I wait for the cops to show.
All right, we're gonna cut to Morrigan and Herbert driving in the car.
Hooray, car driving.
Car talk.
So as you're kind of entering the bad part of Tinseltown, you're driving past the Queen of Hearts, and you notice that it's still open, but you don't, that's it's typically the time when Gia would still probably be working there at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And so the car, as you accelerate past, it looks sort of seedy and run down as you travel into this bad part of this neighborhood, and the lights are blaring from the scene of the crime, sort of a couple blocks in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you drive up, the press has already arrived and kind of paying attention to this situation.
Okay.
Crap.
Just stay in the car.
I didn't account for that possibility.
What?
The press being here.
I can park around the side if you want.
Not in this neighborhood. In this car, no.
Fair point.
Let's just go.
Do you have a problem with the press?
No, they're just gonna recognize me.
Sure. She grabs his hand and says it's gonna be okay. I'm going to change the game.
And he flinches a bit at the physical contact.
All right. So what are you trying to do here, Morgan?
I'm changing his outer form.
I remember the last time that this didn't quite go so well, so I'm looking forward to trying out what happens here.
I'm not turning him into a crow. I'm just, I'm making some minor alterations. So making it appear like he's not wearing a mask, things like that.
Okay.
So that he's not recognizable, essentially.
Okay. So what power tags apply here?
Probably grant power, embody, and most an unbreakable will. I'm obviously not asking his permission, so.
It's okay, you really weren't the last time either.
No, I wasn't. It's a pretty common behavior with her. And I'm going to give myself a weakness tag for Maiden Butcher.
Okay.
Do I have any minuses being here or anything like that?
No, there's nothing going on right now. There are things in the environment, but not at this particular moment.
Okay, cool. Change the game. Mild success.
2 power attack or two juice to make changes as part of the first part of the list.
Okay. They're very, very minor changes, essentially.
Okay.
Like changing the color, like making his hat look a little bit different, minor adjustments. The face mask looks more like a face versus an actual mask.
What do you make him look like? Like, did Herbert show her a picture of what he looked like prior to being Herbert in this current form?
He was much younger back then. That was like 15, 16 years ago. But there's probably a photograph at his house with him and his parents that she would have seen.
Yeah, if I had seen that, I probably would have mimicked something closer to that.
I think that there probably also would have been, or actually I would ask this question of Herbert, but this is my assumption based on the research that she did into Herbert prior to coming back the second time. As a part of any of his press releases or anything else, would there be information about Herbert, prior to the disease sort of taking hold of him?
Prior to the ichthyosis vulgaris taking hold of him, yes. But he's had vitiligo his entire life, so there'd still be the pigmentation pattern changes all over him, and then the gradual, as the vulgaris started taking hold, and he started bundling himself up more and more to disguise what he looks like. But there would have been discussions, because he has talked about it with some interviews about, you know, how and he's shown that pictures of him before. Excuse me, before it really took hold. But like I said, he was 15 years under. Right?
Okay. All right, so that seems like it would be one juice there for you to be able to make that transformation of his face. Is there anything else that you wanted to do in this situation?
I'm basically trying to hide the effect so he doesn't notice that I did this.
That was my next question.
Okay.
Unless he
All right.
like looks smack dab in the mirror, he's not gonna he doesn't feel anything change, basically.
All right, she just took her hand.
And he kind of, you know, flinches a little bit and sorry,
That's okay.
it's a little weird for me.
I understand.
If this has to do with that guy, I don't know if I want to go over there.
Okay.
I'll just stay here, kind of hunker down, and then something.
Okay. Are you sure?
No.
I mean, a walk could help.
I,
You don't have to go inside the boundary of the police, but some fresh air.
well, I mean, I mean, it is fall, you know, and we are coming into winter, but a guy walking around in a ski mask and a trench coat and a hat right around a crime scene is not really the most subtle sort of thing.
Just wear this. She gives you a badge. They won't ask questions.
I think this is illegal.
No, it's not.
I'm impersonating an officer.
No, it's not an officer's badge. It's just like a pass, like what I use. You're my
What are
guest.
you going to use?
They recognize me. They won't ask questions, don't worry. And if they do, just tell them that you're here with Dr. Kane.
Okay. Can't believe I'm saying okay, but okay.
It's a good thing. You know, not, you know, just try to take a deep breath every once in a while.
And he looks at his watch. All right, let's get it done.
Good. Let me step out of the vehicle. I'll just be over there. You have my phone number, so text me if you need to leave, and I can come back.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna go past the police line, essentially.
Okay, it's pretty crazy there. The paparazzi is really, or the press is really kind of trying to engage and getting as much video as possible. It's obvious that they're onto something. That their interest in this particular case is more agitated and aggressive than the previous two crime scenes that you were at. Catherine is nowhere to be seen, but as you kind of walk up, a uniform officer kind of acknowledges you, and she points you inside to essentially what is a closed down sort of not dilapidated is not the correct word, but just sort of a rundown, you know, warehouse sort of studio looking sort of soundstage kind of a thing with a sign on the outside that reads that it's, you know, used to be a part of the adult industry of some kind. And so, and there's a side door that you can see open where people are kind of funneling in and out, and you see some CSI guys kind of coming out of the side door.
Okay. I'll go ahead in that direction then. See if I can't find Catherine, or at least get a glimpse of the crime scene itself.
Okay, so as you kind of walk down this little alleyway where there's the side access door and you step inside, you see that you are literally on a sound stage of some kind. There's baffles, sort of along the walls. There's various rigging in the ceiling. And there are what appear to be 3 different settings kind of established in this sort of large area. And you see camera rigging and stuff that's just kind of run down, and there's dust everywhere. And a lot of that is getting kicked up by the activity that's going back and forth. And it appears that there are activity around 2 of the scenes. One of them appears to be some sort of a hospital setting of some kind, and another is just a straight up bedroom setting. And Catherine is sort of over by the hospital setting.
Okay, I'll go to where Catherine is first.
And so as you walk up, she notices you, and she kind of gives you the 1 second, and you hear a bit of the conversation, and there are many questions going on about the missing body part. As you're kind of taking in the scene, the set itself is immaculate. It has been cleaned of all dust. It looks like sort of a clinical, sort of hospital setting. The gurney that's there, and the fake machinery that's kind of just off to the side, all appear to be completely immaculately cleaned, almost to the point of being sterile. On the gurney is another body. You don't recognize the face immediately because it's covered, but you can see that it has the same issues as the other 2 bodies that have been discovered. And when you kind of take in the scene itself, you notice that one of the feet is actually missing. And so Catherine walks up and she says, "What the hell took you so long? Everything okay with Derek?"
Yeah, he's fine. I just needed to check on some things. No new. It was a dead end. So.
Look, I'm sorry. This one's got us really kind of thrown a little bit.
Yeah, I know. What kind of stage is this?
You tell me. We've got not 1, and she points over, but 2 bodies this time. Each one missing 1 foot apiece.
Same foot or different?
Different feet. This one right here.
Left and right.
This one's the right foot missing. That one over there, and she points to the bedroom scene. Left foot missing. This feels like an escalation to me. What's going on here?
2 females again?
Two females. And she says, "We've got an ID on one of them. We're still working on the other one. Luckily, the fingerprints were intact on this one." She starts flipping through her notebook. This one right here, Mary Beth Lampros, I believe.
That's one of mine, right? Tony?
Yeah.
Making sure.
Yeah, she's number 13 on the
13.
list.
Okay. Yeah, he's still moving backwards, right?
Based on that name, that would be the assumption that you would get.
Yeah. Is there any indication of identity for the other one?
Catherine kind of looks at you and she says, "We're not sure. She's a really young woman. We're not sure she's even in the system.
How
17
young?
17 or 18. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah. So
I need to
Just-
look at both of them.
say what?
I need to see both of them.
She's like, okay. And she takes you over to the other crime scene where there are still some CSI guys kind of working. And this one's a little bit different. Instead of it being sort of the clinical clean sort of, hospital setting, this bedroom scene has been cleaned, but there is some dust, on a lamp and on one of the shelves. The floor is this sort of like weird sort of shag carpet, and the bed is otherwise sort of it's a single, and it looks like a teenager's room. And of course, there's some pop, boy band, picture on the seal, on the wall, and there's some other things that would lead you to believe that this is a setting of a teenage girl.
Is this approximately the same age as Sydney's daughter?
I don't think we ever talked about.
That's why I wasn't sure if you took a narrative approach
No, I did not. So if you want to think about that and like kind of message me off the side, that's not who this is.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be that. I could see that being an assumption that would jump to your mind about that.
Right,
So,
because I still haven't found her.
right, exactly.
Okay. So what else is different? I mean, younger, way younger than the norm, obviously. Anything else, like as far as the rest of the victimology, is it about the same? Like,
Oh yeah,
hairstyle,
Body-
the whole thing?
absolutely. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. Well, at first glance, yeah, he's definitely escalating, which something must have, or something is putting pressure on him that's causing him to move his kill time up, which is not good. What was the time period between the last body that we saw and this scene?
Just a couple. Oh well, so the last body that we found would be just a couple days.
Yeah. Do these appear to have been frozen as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you ask that of Catherine?
Yeah.
She kind of looks at you and she says, "So that's the interesting part here. Mary Beth she's been preserved for a while. This one's, there's not an extensive frozen damage. It was as if it's been just a matter of days."
Yeah. The other women, including her, he killed a long time ago. But this girl, she's new. I feel like I just don't know him anymore.
If you don't know him, and he's escalating, how are we going to catch him? Is this somebody new? I mean, if
that doesn't make sense. If it were new, maybe he has a partner now at worst case scenario. But partners can be, normally people like him would be solitary. They find enjoyment being able to share this one thing with themselves. But if something had happened where he no longer could do this by himself, he could have enlisted someone else. The upside is that when there's more than one, the other one, especially if they're new to the partnership, has a tendency to slip up. So maybe, I don't know. It's worse, but it's also good if that's the case. I don't know. I need to look at the rest of the crime scene.
how are you going to do that?
Kind of the same way that I go through the process normally, starting with the victim and then moving outward, kind of trying to figure out what direction they brought the body in, if it was moved multiple times, or if they already had, like, how the scene was set, if there's drag marks on the ground, things like that.
Okay, I'm gonna have you an investigate roll. I want you to think about what you want to do and more describe about that and what you're going to do, but I'm going to cut to Herbert real quick.
Okay.
So we're going to switch out to Herbert. Herbert, she left you outside sort of standing around. You're incredibly nervous with the popper, or sorry, with the press and the stuff that's going on at the crime scene. What are you doing?
He's just kind of just outside the tape, but he's over near a wall, one of the walls of the building, not too far away from any of the police officers, so that if too much attention starts shifting towards him, he can duck under the tape and head inside, say, I'm with Dr. Kane. He's got that escape route to be able to get past the cordoning tape and get away from the press if he needs to.
Okay. what has Herbert's attention right now? What is he doing besides loitering?
Aside from that, he's mostly just kind of staring into the red and blues on top of the police car, and just sort of kind of drifting off in his own head. But he's staying enough in the here and now to stay aware of his surroundings. But for the most part, he's just kind of partially zoning out, staring at the police lights.
Roll me an investigation check. I mean, the investigation move here. Let's see how much you actually notice in this case. And there's not necessarily a 1-to-1 in respect to perception.
Just the logos?
No. If there's something that applies, then go ahead and count it as a. If he's that observant in a situation where there's a lot of distraction.
Then he will have 2.
Okay. There is nothing. There's no negative. One of which is a logo.
Yeah, one of which is a logos, which is artist's eye.
Okay.
Begins to see details.
Okay.
There's no. Is gone now.
Sorry. You roboted. I had a little bit of net issue right there. You roboted out. What did you say?
His story tag of shocked, is that gone now?
No, that still is there, and that will still apply.
Okay, so -1. All right, investigate. I'm gonna get 8. Mild success with a 9. Same roll as before.
Oh.
Although the no, it's fine.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so your eyes sort of lose focus as you're kind of staring into the police lights and just kind of absorbing the scene sort of as a whole, and there's a blur of motion, and that goes on for a few minutes, but you start to see a glint sort of coming from behind one of the police lights, and it's like the beat of the reflection is counter to the beat of the lights sort of spinning in time, and so it begins to kind of draw your focus, and so you focus in specifically on that. As your eyes begin to kind of focus back in, you notice still the commotion and the motion of what's going on around, and the press sort of just engaging, trying to engage the police line and the individuals who are the individual uniform officers who are trying to just kind of manage the situation. As your focus begins to draw into the sort of counter reflection that's happening, you realize that you're looking at a reflective surface about 6 feet high, sort of standing behind probably a good 15 or 20 feet just behind the police line that's kind of closing things off. And as you focus in, you realize that it's a pair of goggles that are reflecting off, and those goggles are making it really difficult for you to focus on the face, but those goggles are up on top of the face, sort of like on the forehead, as you see a shape there of a man who also has a beard that makes it hard to kind of distinguish the rest of the features that are going on, and wearing a plain blue sort of button-up shirt, and he's just kind of taking in the scene, kind of looking around, stops, realizes that you're looking in his general direction, and turns and begins to head off down the street.
His phone comes out, and he, doing his best he can to keep his eyes on the thing, and glance down real quick to make sure he's not typing to Morgan. He's like, out front, he's here.
Okay. And so we're going to cut.
He starts moving through and kind of trying to keep him in sight.
Okay. So we're going to cut to Gio. Hi, honey. How's it going? Where you been?
The arm with the gun goes slack.
What's with the piece?
Naomi?
Yeah, honey, what's up? Come on, where you been?
What are you doing here?
I live here. Why are you asking such a silly question?
Don't talk to me like that. What do you mean?
I don't understand. What's going on, honey?
Where have you been?
I've been right here. I was at work earlier, and I came home, and now I'm here. What's going on, Gio? What's troubling you?
No.
Do you need a drink? You want me to pour you a drink? You look like you could use one.
You're not real. You're not real.
Here, and she reaches out her hand. Sweetie, I'm real. Touch me. And she just kind of reaches out her hand to you.
With the hand that doesn't have the gun, I'll cautiously reach forward.
Face danger. And pretty much every single one of your powers are going to be able to apply in some way, shape, or form. So I want you to be very specific about your intent in using some of these.
She's made out of Irish whiskey.
As long as it's tealing, I'm okay with that.
So,
no Jameson.
Weakness, empty home again.
Okay.
Power, regard for mortality. Anything to save them. Good listener. Actually,
how does anything to save them apply here?
In some way, Gio doesn't know what to believe, whether this is a chance for her to be brought back or whether she has been brought back.
Okay.
Death defying. Does this apply? Okay. Weakness tag, locked heart. Power tag, nature of the mist, hidden methods.
Hidden methods would not apply here, just based on what I know, what I've got going on here. But yeah, otherwise, yeah.
Great. And face danger.
Okay, so there's going to be 2 story tags that are going to be in play here.
Okay.
That are negative story tags.
Okay.
One is power of a god.
Great.
And the other is Morrigan's consequences.
Wonderful. So this is gonna be at a power of 0.
Wow, is it really? Okay.
Yeah, I've got a lot of weakness tags on this.
Wow, okay, that works. I like straight rolls.
Let's do it. Mild success. Another
9, 9, 9, 9.
Number 9. All right, Gio. As you take her hand, there are flashes that you get. Her voice, the earthquake, her voice falling, her voice telling you everything's going to be okay, being wrapped in the arms of something incredibly, sort of solid. Her voice being placed in an underground chamber. Her voice again, you're going to be fine. A flash of a vision of Naomi emerging from the shadows in this underground, cavern. And then you're sort of back there. You're going to take no statuses for this, but it's clear that something is really off. She's like, see, I'm real. It's okay. I'm right here, Gio. You're gonna be fine.
How does her skin feel?
Warm to the touch. Feels alive.
Just take a step back. No, you can't.
What do you mean I can't, Gio? I talked to Mom and Dad earlier today. They said you had visited a couple of days ago. They said that you looked really sad, but everything's been good, Gio. Things have been good.
I don't understand.
Sweetie, what's not to understand? Dinner's gonna be on the table shortly. Did you have a bad day at work? Sorry.
No, that's in character.
It's okay.
This doesn't make any sense. You know what? No, I did, yeah. Rough day at work. Some of the company men were talking about favors. I don't want nothing to do with it. It's weird things happen in town. That's all it is.
I'm not sure why Dad keeps allowing them to come in.
They're customers. They got a history. That's all it is.
All right. You're right. So here, why don't you sit down at the kitchen table and let me serve you up.
Yeah, sure.
And so she heads back in, giving you a moment to sit down at the table. What do you do?
I sit down at the table. The gun is on my lap.
Okay. And so she starts coming out with a couple of different things, right? There is sort of a salad, a tossed salad that she kind of puts down. Very basic kind of a thing. Naomi is not the best cook in the world, but it's home style cooking, and her mom did at least good enough to make sure that she could cook and provide for her husband. And so she kind of puts things down one at a time. There's the salad, puts down a couple plates and some forks and stuff, and some knives. And next she brings out some bread, some heated up bread with some butter and some seasoning. And lastly, she brings out some homemade lasagna, and she garnishes it a little bit with some extra sauce on top. And she kind of sits down and she begins to dig in, and she's like, "It's okay. Why don't you eat? You'll feel better when you eat." Mom was saying you looked a little thin, and that's why she recommended that I maybe make you a home cooked meal or something.
Thank you. I look very closely at the lasagna.
As you kind of pick at the lasagna, it looks like lasagna. It smells really good. It smells exactly like Naomi's cooking what you remember the last time that you had it.
I take a bite.
Tastes delicious. A little too much ricotta cheese, but otherwise,
you shut your mouth. That is awesome.
All right, for me personally, I agree, but I had to give it some flavor to it. What would you suggest would be too much of, Trend? Tell me. Too much of what in lasagna?
The thing that kept making me too much of Garfield's hair, for one, but the thing that kept making me laugh was every time you're describing, given that where we've seen her before with the whole molten earth elemental. It's like, and she brings stuff to the table like a salad. I'm like, it's burned. Scorched. Sorry, please just go. That's why I was cracking up laughing. It was just, everything's burned. Never mind, go.
It all tastes good. It all tastes of memory.
So, how was your day at work?
You know, there's been a bunch of claims because of the earthquake that happened yesterday or the day before. There's been a lot of claims coming in, a lot of buildings, you know, kind of structural damage that you know, the company's going to have to compensate for. I mean, that's why people buy insurance, right?
Yeah. Weird time for an earthquake, huh? Don't usually get those.
Earthquakes are earthquakes. They're kind of random. You can't predict them.
Yeah, that's true. Still, I can only remember a couple of the times, you know?
I wouldn't worry about it, Gio. It's not like we live on a big fault line or anything. It happens occasionally. I mean, there was a lot of damage out, you know, out in that dilapidated neighborhood, Cross End, but yeah, otherwise, it's minor stuff. Gio, come on. What's really going on? What's bugging you?
Puts down the fork, lasagna still on it. I missed you.
Oh, sweetie, I missed you too. And she kind of comes in for a hug.
I missed you so much.
She says, "It's okay, sweetie. I've got you, and I'm never letting you go." And we're gonna cut to Johnny. Johnny, are you doing repairs at the shop? I imagine.
I'm waiting for the cops.
Cops show up as you begin to commit repairs against the arcade machine. They come into the back. They are pointed into the back, and they come in as like, "Are you the kid that works here that called us?"
Yeah.
So, what's going on here?
Well, okay. First of all, did he get any messages from his dad to say, "Don't talk to the cops"?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah. No. If you look at this video here, and then I go and play the video, and like show it to them. There's a guy named Timothy McLoken. He came in here. I played him in a game because he challenged me to a game because I work here, and I beat him. And when I beat him, he started breaking the machine. Obviously, as you can see. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
File a report.
Okay, I'll be happy to take your report. What's your name, sir?
Johnny.
And this guy's like clearly 20 years your senior, but he's still calling you sir.
Yeah. Johnny Stormalong.
Okay, Johnny. What else can you tell me about this Timothy McLoken? What was the circumstances of the damage that he did? What caused him to do the damage?
He lost the game and he had a fit.
There wasn't any type of exchange prior to?
No, not nothing other than, regular banter.
Regular banter. Okay. All right. Was there there was no type of verbal exchange or you preventing him from actually leaving the facility, was there?
Well, I tried to have him pay for it, but then he, if you see here, he put me in this headlock, and then I just let him go after that because I didn't want to damage any more machines.
He takes the tablet from you and begins to watch it. Sir, it looks like you're preventing him from leaving first, and you put your hands on him. So there's clearly some.
But he damaged a game.
That's no reason to put your.
Leave.
That's no reason to put your hands on anybody else. I'm gonna be completely frank with you, sir. Mr. McLoken showed up with his manager and filed a police report, at the station, at the blue collar station, just a half hour ago. He claimed that you were verbally abusing him and then prevented him to leave when he tried to exit the establishment.
Because he broke a machine.
I see evidence of it here, sir, but it looks like there was some verbal abuse going on back and forth before that. So, as I understand it, they offered to compensate you for the damage to the machine, but it was your preventing him from actually leaving that was the reason that they filed the report.
So you're telling me that since someone came in and falsified what happened, you're just automatically taking their side, even though I have video evidence of this, right? You see that, right? You can confirm that's what's going on.
Sir, we are not making any claims. I'm just giving you information as I have it. I'm taking your statement as well. This will be resolved either,
This is what I said to him before he broke the game. You shouldn't play the Kraken because he always loses. Then I won the game. He proceeded to bash the game, as you can see in the video. Then he attempted to leave. I tried to stop him because he bashed a game and was his words. Yeah, I'm not fucking worried about it because you'll just fix it anyways.
Do you have any recordings of the exchange prior to? Because he claims that you said something completely different.
Oh, does he have a recording?
No, sir. So it's more of a.
So it's my word against him right now.
Absolutely, sir. But the video evidence that you have here is interesting. It will get added to this particular incident for this particular case. I am just making it very clear that they have already filed a report. Just so you know, sir, in these types of circumstances, regardless of the evidence, generally the first person to report an incident where there is some sort of an assault tends to being seen favorably by the judge.
Oh, don't worry, I'll have that taken care of. Because I have video evidence, I'm making a report. Don't worry, I don't care who made the report first. Just because he had a temper tantrum, and he probably does this consistently, and that's why he made the report first in the first place. I would just like to add that also his lawyer, manager, whoever he was, came in here, and I asked him to leave because that's no way for anyone to act, no matter what position you have in society.
I completely agree with you, sir. This is an uncalled for action. If it's as you claimed, they're claiming a different story. Your video evidence will. Can you forward us the video evidence, or can I get some sort of like USB drive with it on there, please?
Do you have an email?
Yes, sir. And he hands you a card, essentially a business card that sometimes cops have, and it's got his phone number on, and his name is Elliot Smith.
Okay. And I would send him the email with the file attached.
All right, sir. Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to add to your statement?
Is there a video recording?
Video recording of the incident?
Yeah.
Yeah, you found it.
On audio.
I would assume. Go ahead.
Say no, because an arcade's generally pretty noisy, and if you could, there'd be a lot of cleanup, and it'd be all that kind of stuff. So
That's my headcanon as well about that.
Yeah, that's why. Okay. So, and everyone kind of shook their head or nodded in agreement. I then would kind of and be like, so what was he claiming I said?
He said that you were basically insulting his skills as a player, and then started talking about his mother as the game was going on, and that you were clearly frustrated with his ability to beat you at the game.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any video evidence of how those matches went? So, I mean, it is a circumstance where that might actually help.
One of the angles of the cameras would show the game. And then
with two people crowded around an arcade cabinet.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, but it would also be like how people are reacting. So he's like, look at how people are reacting, right? People are, if you see there, people are like kind of like patting me on the back because I'm winning, and like good sportsmanship. The one thing that we practice here at Stormies, and they. Obviously, I'm not losing, and even if I do lose, it's a game. I'm not going to break something, especially that's a vintage game. He broke the CRT on that. Do you know what a CRT is? And then he's like grabs the CRT and he's like, a cathodic relay tube. Is that what it was? I can't remember.
Cathode.
Cathode.
Cathode. Cathodic is something else.
Cathartic reflex.
Yeah.
Gross.
These are expensive, and I don't even know if he damaged the chip yet.
Well, as I understand it, sir, his manager / representative, Mr. Tyler Neptune, came in to offer to compensate you. Is that sounds about right? Is that correct?
He talked with my father. He arranged that with him. My dad handles the business. I help with repairs and stuff like that. So I don't know what happened in that conversation. He said, I want to talk to the owner, and I called my dad, handed him the phone, and walked away to get the video evidence.
Okay, sir. All right. Well, I think I've got everything that I need here.
Do you want my father's contact info?
This is the owner of the establishment, correct?
Yes.
Sure. I would absolutely love to have that in contact information.
Okay, and then I would put down my Johnny's dad's contact info and be like, here, this is well, actually, hold on, why am I writing it down? He goes over to like one of the workbenches, and he has like a stack of like business cards. He's like, yeah, just here, take his card.
Okay. Great. Thank you, sir. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to this particular conversation? I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to add to your report at this point?
I mean, is there anything else you think I need to? I think I pretty much explained what happened. I ended up kicking him out because he was, I don't know, when he came at me, it was very scary. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sir. All right. Well, I don't think we need anything else here. We've got the video evidence.
Is he writing any of this down?
Oh yeah, he's writing all of it down.
Okay.
All right. His partner is just kind of observing, kind of like taking it all in and kind of watching the exchange from both of you. And this guy is just kind of taking it all down. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I whatever information that he has, and as soon as they leave, Johnny would take out his phone and text Calvin and send him a picture and be like, I know you're busy, but I'm a little bit worried about this situation. You're better with celebrity types than I am, and they're and basically a long fucking message of like what happened with the video. And he would explain to him, he's like, I just don't like this dude at all. He just makes me so mad.
Okay, and so as you're beginning to type this, you see that the two officers are having an exchange, And they're clearly kind of pointing around and pointing at the cameras and having a discussion. Something about that kind of draws you in a little bit to go over and to listen in, because they're actually talking a little bit loud because of the arcade.
Yeah.
And so one of them, the officer that was talking to you, Elliot Smith, kind of begins to write down and jot something and kind of moves off. And the other officer, kind of not noticing you, kind of looks around, pulls out his phone and says, "Yeah, is this Neptune? The kid didn't buy it. He's not. They're not backing off. Okay, click." And heads out towards outside of the thing, the arcade.
Okay. Yeah.
And so as that's happened, the other officer kind of comes back, kind of looks. Did you see my partner? Did he go?
Oh, he said something funny, but he walked off. Looked like he had a conversation with someone. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Familiar, but
all right. Well, sir, you've got my card. If you have any questions, just let me know. He's like, I'm gonna go catch him, and he walks out as well.
Also, I'll be keeping up to date on the case. I know people who work at the force.
Okay, good for you. Like I said, you've got my card.
My partner know that too.
Okay. Sure, sir.
Right.
You have a great day.
See you later.
All right. And as you kind of step out, you see that the other officer is still on the phone again, and another car kind of drives up, and we're going to cut back to Morrigan. You get two texts in quick succession.
Okay.
The first comes from Johnny. It is not. It says, "Keep this safe just in case. I think something bad is going to happen." And there is a video file attached to it.
Okay. For God's sakes. What's the next text?
Oh, no. You're not going to check that one first? You're not going to watch the video?
I'm not watching the video from Johnny right now.
The second one is a text
I
from
got
Herbert.
all sorts of shit happening right now. Visual stimuli is overloaded right now.
So the second one is a text from Herbert.
It says, "Out front, he's here."
Oh, shit.
Catherine notices immediately as you react. What's going on?
We need to secure the area. Don't let anybody leave.
What do you mean?
I have a witness who's been looking for somebody that was matching the description of someone.
You have a witness? What the hell?
It was a homeless
What are you doing?
person.
Why is he not in here?
Because it was a homeless person, and when I was told about it, I couldn't find him after the fact. So,
God damn it, Morrigan.
we don't have time for this right now.
She gets on. I know.
He's wearing
She
goggles. That's all I know. Okay.
She gets on her phone and starts to mumble things about securing the perimeter. We're gonna cut back to Herbert. You see one of the plainclothes officers get a call coming in, and immediately start to take action as he starts talking to each of the uniformed officer pairs that are sort of out there. However, immediately as that happens, the paparazzi takes notice, and they're all sort of clamoring in, trying to the reporters are all kind of clamoring in, trying to figure out what the hell's going on, as they're all trying to engage, and so it makes it even more distracting. Herbert, what you also notice as you're moving through the crowds, they're making it difficult for you to get through, and so you're getting bumped and jostled a little bit as you're trying to keep up. You see him getting into a nondescript sort of like plain van. I can't remember the description that we had, but it was very much a sort of a 70s sort of a van with a back sort of closed. There aren't any windows or anything. And he's kind of getting in, and he's kind of he's looking back at you, noticing that you're heading in his direction. And the vehicle starts up, the lights come on, but he's just kind of idling there.
I was gonna call Herbert as well as I was rushing out. So.
Oh, you're rushing out as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so as you're beginning to make that, as soon as Herbert, as you're walking in that general direction, you're starting to see all of this happen. Your phone rings.
Flip it open, and
Where is he?
he got into a van out here,
What side of the area?
and tell her which
Yeah.
You describe it.
I find the quickest route to go like that direction essentially.
So as you're making it towards the door, there's more there's more officers kind of coming in as there's a flurry of activity started by Catherine and all of this, and so they're making it difficult for you to get outside. But you're finally able to get outside and find yourself sort of in the perimeter outside of the building. The lights are just continue to go off. You're hearing a lot of yelled questions from the reporters that are in the crowd, and there's more of a crowd starting to show up a little bit. It just appears like there's absolute chaos sort of going on in front of you. I don't think Herbert would be visible necessarily, given that he's moving through the crowd at this point. And you can't quite see what he's talking about. Did you describe the van to her when you talked to her? Okay. And so
I'm still
Morgan,
on the phone with him, so
yeah, absolutely.
And he's trying to get close enough to read the license plate, so he's describing the van as he's moving up.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still a good 100 feet away from him at this point, but you can begin to see a little bit more of features. There's you can see that the goggles are up on his head. You can make out that his beard has a lot of gray in it, and that the shirt that he's wearing matches the shirt that you can generally remember seeing in your vision. And so as you're ambling forward and you're getting closer and closer, you can see him kind of looking at you still, and then he looks off in a different direction, more towards the building.
Not taking my eyes off him.
I'm gonna
the van in general.
If we are continuing the scene.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to change the game. I'm reshaping time so I can get to the van immediately.
Okay.
So a couple of things. Unbreakable will, reshape time, sense guilt, because I'm trying to find him. Crow, embody end power.
How does Crow apply here?
My senses.
Okay, but how does that affect reshaping time?
So I can discern who is where, right? So like it's essentially like what I did last time I showed up somewhere really quickly.
Okay.
So I can turn it off if you want. I don't care either.
No, that's fine. I'm asking for clarification about what you're actually going for that. Okay.
Yeah, basically. So with Crow, because I can see multiple directions at the same time using this,
Yep.
It allows me to be fully aware of surroundings. Like if I start approaching the van, do I see potential other enemies around, that kind of thing. So.
Okay.
And then I'm taking a weakness tag, Maiden Butcher. I'm gonna say I'm enraged, so that's great.
Okay, there's gonna be 2 other tags that are gonna apply here.
Okay.
Is there a crew tag that applies?
That's the first question I was gonna ask you guys, though.
Innocuous. I don't think anybody really notices me.
Okay.
But is it personal?
Oh, it's totally personal. Yeah, 100%. We still never added another improvement to that theme. What else is applying?
Okay, so there are 2 other story tags that are in play here. Essentially, chaos, and that is coming from the actual scene itself. There's so much flurry of activity with the cops and the with the cops and the paparazzi, or I keep saying paparazzi, but that's not really what's going on. It's news reporters actually kind of like pressing for information. The press kind of just really aggressively doing, and there is a crowd starting to form, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is desperation. You are incredibly desperate here to you feel like this is in your sights, and so there's this this feeling that you have, but it actually almost feels external too. It's like something wants you to be this desperate. So it's like it's a drawn emotional state that's happening here.
Okay. So it's a roll of 3 after all of the tags and such. Okay. Change the game. Come on. Yeah. Okay.
11, great success.
It's not a 9.
But that's
Okay,
all we've had are 9s and 11s.
I know.
Actually, we haven't had any failed rolls tonight. So as usual, roll 20 in this system don't really work in the MC's favor. Okay, so what are you doing? You've got essentially 4. So the first one counts as 2 because it's a great success, and then you have 2 more power tags, so that it ends up being a total of 4 juice. How are you going to change the game here?
Basically, I'm using time manipulation to move forward.
Describe to me how that's going to work.
Yeah, so I think for Morrigan, it's very much like that cinematic moment where you see what you're like looking for and everything else around you stops. And like that's the only thing for that one moment. And I think that probably I would go so far as to say that she has a brief moment where her mythos starts to emerge very slightly on her back as she kind of controls herself to move in the direction of the van. But it's very much like symbolically, like she's sprouted wings, essentially. Like she's swift in that way.
Okay, so it sounds like the first one is stop time. The first use is stop time.
Yeah.
The second one sounds like it almost is a hiding the effect a little bit, because if your wings are coming out, if you're symbolically your wings are kind of appearing, there's an element of you trying to control that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that, to me, that seems like another juice worth, so that when you reemerge, from the time stoppage, nobody is really kind of aware of what you're doing, even if even if Herbert's like standing in front of you and seeing that, right? He's not gonna see that element of it. All right, so you have 2. So time stoppage is 1. You time stop. 2 is you're hiding the effect of that. Assuming that you're able to get close enough to the van, what are the other 2 juice that you're going to use, or do you want to hold them into the scene?
Well, the idea to stop the time would be to close the gap. So I would arrive at the van.
Okay.
Essentially. So I don't know if you want me to use a juice for that.
Depends. Let's see. Depends on what else you want to do in the scene. Because if you're going to arrive at the van at this point, and there's something else that you really want to do, like to enhance that element of it, then yes. If you want to arrive at the van and not make it difficult for him to leave or anything else, then I would say that no. I
mean, what Morrigan would do if she were able to do it fast enough would be to grab him and pull him out of the van and like smash him to the ground, essentially. Like that's what she wants. She wants to stop him. She wants to get her hands on him. There's no sense of holding back for her on this particular case. She wants answers, so I'll use my other 2 juice for that.
Okay, sure. So that is not going to be hidden by the effect, though.
Well, I'm hiding the wing effect, not the.
Right. So that particular event is going to definitely be visible. Okay. So as time begins to kind of come back into focus and begins to move forward, describe arriving at the van and making that happen.
Is it like a long van, like with the slide doors? Is it sliding, or is it like those?
It's like an old 70s van where there's like on the right hand side there's the passenger door, and then there's the side door that's kind of opens. That's like sort of like almost like a car kind of loading in.
Yeah.
On the sideway. On the driver's side there is clearly just the door itself, and then just a long panel that just kind of leads to the back of the van.
Where is the guy? Which seat is he in? Or
he's in the driver's seat. Okay,
he's in the driver's seat. So I would fling open the driver's seat and pull him out.
Okay, so describe that to me. Just narratively, kind of just describe us into that scene.
Yeah, so I kind of arrive, and I think that it's like a very strange peripheral blur to him, where he doesn't have any concept of it happening until he's basically on the ground and I'm holding him down. But when she like kind of makes her way over in this process, she's very graceful about it. She's not like ripping the door off of the van or anything. She wouldn't physically be able to really do that at this point in time. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of like utilizing her her swiftness and agility to kind of navigate and like be aware of that he's there in front of her. Nothing crazy fancy. She just wants to like subdue him so that she can get answers, and is holding back from just killing him outright because that won't help anything.
Okay, and so as you grab him and kind of pull him and slam him to the ground, he's laughing at you, and it's a deep, hearty sort of a laugh. And as you kind of slam him into the ground, the goggles just sort of, kind of tumble off and just, kind of roll a little bit and kind of lay flat. He's got this sort of hearty sort of laugh, and he's like, "Hey, Morgan, been a long time."
Who is it? Do I recognize him?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it Bishop?
absolutely.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, God. I think that Morgan would actually be speechless at seeing that it's him, because this is like, ooh, I'm really glad I have some left on my last logos right now. Shit. Where is Herbert right now?
He's making his way through the crowd.
There's a lot of people here. Oh man.
There's a couple people who have noticed what's going on, but most of the cops and the press are still not clued into what's going on. Cat got your tongue? Come on, Morrigan. It's been a while. Give a kiss to an old friend.
Goddamn cat! Goddamn cat!
Breaking the tension. Cats everywhere.
God damn it, cat.
It does have your tongue.
Damn. Yeah. I don't know what to do because I'm like,
I got you.
yeah.
Don't worry. You do whatever you think is good. That Morgan would do in this particular situation.
Morgan would kill him, but
Trin
she
and I got
knows
you on this one.
he can't.
Trin and I got you this one.
Yeah. She like, while still holding him down, almost choking him out at this point, she's got her hand around his throat, ready to rip it out if he makes a wrong move, essentially. She grabs her phone and calls Herbert.
I wouldn't do that, Morgan. This is a private affair. This is just between friends. We are friends, right?
No, we're not friends. By far from friends.
Oh, come on. We know each other better than lovers.
You be quiet now. And she continues to make her phone call.
You
Keep
would
it
hear the
private.
phone ring right, not too far away.
Yeah.
Morgan, you gotta keep it private, otherwise Sydney's little girl is gonna vanish on you.
I don't even know where she is.
But I do. You gonna keep this private? We gonna have a conversation, or you
It's
gonna?
not very private when you're out here in the middle of a crime scene.
I didn't leave, did I?
Why not?
Conversation time.
You couldn't have just, called me?
Yeah, it's more fun this way. I've been away for a while, and I've gained a little thrill for the theatrics. Morgan, you gonna? I hear the phone ringing over there. Is that you that shambling thing that's coming this direction? Is that him?
Why do you care?
Because he's trouble.
For you?
I know. No, I know he's trouble. He's gonna be trouble for you.
Not as much trouble as you are.
Can you at least let me get up? You can hold my throat if you really want to. If you think
No, you're
that's
not
gonna
getting
help.
up.
Well, sweetie, this is gonna happen one way or another. I'm either gonna get up and we're gonna have a conversation, or I'm gonna cause a little bit of a problem here for you.
You've been causing problems. What's new?
Time's a ticking. Conversation or trouble, your choice.
I'm going to take you into custody.
You're not a cop, sweetheart.
Doesn't matter. Good Samaritan.
Yeah, see the thing about that, and he looks over and sees Herbert emerging from the crowd. And when he looks at Herbert, you have the following flash happen to you. You feel cold and wet. There is this sensation of moving through the water in a very unusual sort of way. And it's dark and you can hear water trickling, but you're coming from above you, and you're kind of in this sort of concrete sort of structure, that's sort of roundish sort of concrete structure, but you feel yourself moving through the water. And then out of nowhere, this hook, this attachment just sort of comes sliding around, kind of grabs you by the neck and kind of pulls you tight, as you can kind of feel it constricting. And you feel yourself just sort of wiggling and kind of squirming a little bit. And you're kind of looking around and just kind of, just looking to figure out how to get it. You're reaching up and trying to grab at it. And it feels unusual the way that your body's moving as you're trying to kind of grab for it. And as you're kind of, wriggling and kind of moving, you feel a hood kind of slip over your head, sort of behind you, just as you're kind of pinned. The next flash that comes is that room, as you're kind of taken into that sort of clinical room, and there sits Derek, sort of bound and tied. And in walks the plain-suited individual that you now kind of get an understanding as the guy that's Morgan has on the ground, because you see his face. He's got beautiful blue eyes that shine, and he's got a winning smile behind that beard, and his hair is immaculately cut, and he just kind of smiles at you and says, "Are you ready to help me?" And so you flash back to the moment where he's just there on the ground. He kind of smiles at you, and you feel on some level that he is just projecting this to kind of sort of, cause you to react. And so that's just all at once. That just all kind of flashes to you, kind of just holding you, in the crowd there as you're kind of emerging from the crowd.
How far is it from the crowd to where they are?
Maybe a good 20 feet.
Okay, not far at all. So Herbert closes that distance even though he's kind of staggering a little bit. He covers the distance pretty quickly and leans down next to Morgan and scoops up the goggles and is holding them above his face, and he can feel just everything tightening around him, like he's being constricted, by something that he either doesn't have the wherewithal to really register what the hell is going on, but he's kind of holding the goggles, and he's like, "What are these? Who are you?" And does Morgan look at him at all?
Can't hear you.
She is not breaking eye contact with Bishop. Like, she is staring him down.
Well, he's currently looking at Herbert
She doesn't care.
as this is happening, and as he kind of turns back and looks at you and he says, "I told you trouble was coming."
And there's the sound of straining fabric and material that's reaching its failure point, as the hat just pops off of his head because it can't stay there anymore, and he just the gloves are stretched completely tight, and the seams begin to split, and the dust that is falling out stops falling out, and one of his fingers falls off, and the skin becomes more stone-like, and he just crushes the goggles in his hand as his clothes, the trench coat, all of it just bursts, and 4 more limbs pop out of the sides, and a big tail shoots out of the back. His clothes just disintegrate. His face, as it's beginning to lengthen, there are 2 splits that happen near the corners of his eyes, and as they split open and open up, there are 4 more bright blue eyes that are beginning to glow as he's just staring down at the guy on the ground, and any semblance of language is beginning to disappear, and he's starting to sound very alligator-like in a lot of ways, but he is almost the full length of the van as he just, the big, like 1 foot is on one side of Morrigan and him, and the other side, and he is just kind of roaring down at the dude, just staring at him.
Morrigan, you see him look up at you, smile, and just begin to kind of look away as you hear all this sort of happening, and that's when you see one of the feet just kind of come into your peripheral view. And you begin to hear a little bit of screaming coming from the crowd, and you start to kind of look in that direction, and there is an explosion behind the crowd coming from the building where the investigation was. And you hear a laugh as all of this chaos is starting to go on, and you hear him say, "I told you trouble was coming." And that's where we're going to end it.
Guys, I think I'm about to go Avatar.
I'm looking forward to that.
No.
There's so many contingencies I want to do that I haven't been able to do yet.
No.
I can't wait to hear all those contingencies.
Don't mind me. I'm just busy looking up 6-eyed alligator monsters.
Don't give Trend fantasies.
How many was it? 6 eyes or 4 eyes?
6 eyes. The 4 eyes appeared next to his already existing eyes.
Yes, so 6 total.
Great.
If you want, since he's already shapeshifted, I'll just tell you what he is. If you want.
He's a crocodile.
Is he Cathalketh?
No.
That's what came up when I searched 6-eyed crocodile.
So
All
guys,
right.
next week, Morrigan goes crazy.
Yeah, guys, this is not. There's a very large crowd here. This is like the worst case scenario of this shit to go down. Oh man.
Yeah.
Remember those guys in gray suits saying Morrigan might be a problem? Yeah.
They were right.
Yeah,
We all knew it.
Oh god. There's no going back from this.
Tried to stop it. Also,
Why would you want to stop it? It's all
Gio's
good.
about to die.
People are definitely about to die.
Oh.
Guaranteed. If
Gio's
that
about to be
explosion
hugged to
killed a bunch
death.
of people.
So I did make it clear that the explosion came from the studio building, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
where
just
a
make-
bunch of cops are.
Just wanted to make sure that that was clear to you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
Morgan
glad.
gives no fucks right now. At all.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man.
This is, yeah. Next week's gonna be really intense.
No idea what you're talking about.
This damn thing that
It's been
would.
building up for like 2 seasons.
Yep, absolutely, and it's not over yet.
No.
This is still a good
Just the
part.
beginning.
Oh yeah, it really is.
God. Everything is awful and we're all gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
And Herbert's gonna be the one who kills all of us. Well, wait. Will Herbert kill everyone, or will Morrigan kill everyone?
We can share.
It's true. 50-50. And then one of you will kill the other. Or you'll both kill each other, and so everyone is dead.
Yeah. I mean, people definitely gonna die. No getting around that one. And it's not because of the explosion.
Yeah?
Yeah,
No.
you'd like to think so.
Everybody's fine with the explosion.
I'm saying it's not just like, I'm talking about death from other ulterior sources.
Yeah.
You know what?
Alternate sources.
We don't know what Bishop's power set is, so we don't know if he can fucking escape from you. Like, he got caught very easy.
F you, Morgan killed a fucking god. This is what she's been building up for. What do you think?
Did you kill a god?
Yeah.
Did you kill a god is the correct question. Did you really
Because
kill a god?
she seems like she's in my room right now, about to hug me to death.
Technically, in the other timeline, I did kill a god.
Some would say.
That's a believable, concept.
Also, in another timeline in that same scenario, you did not kill a god.
And on an alternate timeline of what?
In an alternate timeline, you did not kill a god because in the same scenario, because your dice rolls were so bad that you failed your.
Oh, you're making another version.
Well, I mean, there's infinite versions.
Technically, in this version, I didn't kill her, which is why she's with Geo.
Multiverse.
I think. I'm not really sure why she's with Geo.
Multi-cities of mist.
She doesn't even know that that's happening, so.
Yep, because Geo didn't call anybody.
Nope.
Damn it, Geo.
No. I could have. I considered it for a brief moment, but it seemed like, I don't know, there wasn't anything concrete enough for me to feel like it made sense. Because Geo doesn't want to bother anyone anymore. Like, I already called Morrigan the last time to, like, entertain my, my fear of earthquakes or whatever. And, like, we just turned back as far as this Geo remembered. Nothing really happened other than a really bad feeling. I'm not just going to keep calling Morrigan every time I have a bad feeling about something.
No.
Oh, that. I agree with the all part. That's all.
Yeah.
Johnny,
As much as I may need it.
Apparently, everybody's calling Morgan except for Geo.
Well, I mean, like, I think the only reason that Johnny reached out to Morrigan tonight was because she knows the police. And the fact that, like, I think shit's gonna go bad for Johnny. I think he handled the situation well for what it was, but I think it's gonna go bad into the fact that, like, not like with law or legal or anything like that. I think it's gonna turn into very destructive. That's my story.
So I'm going to leave you guys with one thing from that particular scene to give you thoughts about it for next week. And I'm sorry, Loke, in advance. The question about the explosion was that Maiden Butcher? Or was that the Mist?
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
I mean, I was.
Or some other third party that you didn't mention.
Or fourth or fifth. Who knows?
No. That's an important question here, actually.
If it's the Mist, then okay. If it's Butcher, okay. For Morrigan, I mean.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay. All right. Well, you just think about that, because the answer to that question actually will have an effect on what happens next.
You just think about what you said.
Yes.
If the Maiden Butcher caused the explosion, she still has him right there in front of her. That's not going to change anything from that perspective.
Maybe.
Even if he killed a bunch of people, he's already killed a bunch of people. Like, she already knows he's a fucking monster, so there's no change there. If it's the Mist, Morgan doesn't know enough about the Mist to really be able to do anything about it.
I think Johnny's the only one who really knows about the Mist, and there's nothing you can do about it, I think.
Let's put it this way. Morgan is fully prepared to sacrifice her own life to save Derek, so that's just that's the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak.
Okay.
Morgan's a cookie.
She's
And
a
it's
cookie.
crumbling.
And it is definitely crumbling. The human side of her is the cookie. What's underneath, who knows?
Raisins.
More cookie.
I'm okay with more cookie.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. Now I want cookies. Look what you've done.
Yep.
I got a Klondike bar. Is that?
No,
you
that's
dick.
it's not really a cookie.
Yeah. Seriously, I could go for one of those right now.
Now I want
Thanks.
an ice cream sandwich, a cookie ice cream sandwich. 'Cause I
There's
want
a
those things
factory near here. It's the It's It factory where there's never mind.
There's one
There's one in Milpitas.
No, it's in Millbrae. Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say I know where the Millbrae one is. I was like, well, wait a minute.
When he says here, he means somewhere
the Bay Area.
west.
The Bay Area is this big, buddy. It's like I'm thinking. Anyways, go on.
All right.
Oh,
Everyone,
I'm
calm
sorry.
down
I wanna
before
tell
I
a story.
die.
And then you're just like, I'm gonna interrupt. My story is when in the Navy, when there was re-enlistments, someone had a re-enlistment cake because they did that and had a cookie in the middle of it, and it was delicious.
That does sound
Cool
delicious.
story.
That does sound delicious. That's a great story.
I hate you for it. All right. Well, everyone go home. We're all going to die. If we don't have an episode next week, we survive. So there's an upside, but we're gonna have an episode next week.
So you're all gonna die?
We're not gonna die.
You're
Are
right.
we dying?
I'm gonna die.
Only way that Morrigan's
I-
dying
I'm going
is
to
goes
die.
ultimate and fails her role.
Philosophical bullshit right now.
Bad things are going to happen. People are going to die.
People, not us. I mean, everybody's already.
I'm
thought
still
that
a
Morgan's
people.
Not a people.
Anyways, outros, whatever.
Whatever.
Morrigan kill people.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. Wait, is it my outro?
Yeah.
Guys, if you miss next week's episode, I won't fucking forgive you because I'm gonna have to talk all about shit in my channel and like I need moral support to prepare for whatever the hell is about to happen. I had a great time. I love the fuckery with how City of Mist allows this kind of shit to happen in such an epic fashion. So yeah, as somebody's already pointed out in chat, you're on another City of Mist game? Yes, I am. And Trendane's, oh, there he goes.
All right. Well,
Yeah, because I love the system and it is epic on 1,000 different levels. So if you don't play the City of Mist, you totally should. It's amazing and I love it. Thank you, Johnny, for dealing as much drama to me as I do to my other players.
It's my pleasure. Oh, you were talking to the other Johnny. Sorry.
Wow.
yeah, he's the MC now for the record.
I get plenty of other drama, but his is like about broccoli sandwiches or some shit, so not the same thing.
There's no drama about broccoli sandwiches. I just sing a song where I'm like, will you make me a broccoli sandwich? And then you say, what the fuck's a broccoli sandwich? And then I sing a song about it and dance.
I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory.
What the fuck is a broccoli sandwich?
Don't. He'll start
It's not a real
singing.
thing.
He'll start
Not a real
singing.
I'm too tired to sing and do
Good.
my dance right now.
You could also just mute him, Speedy. Just saying.
You're right. I do have that power.
Thanks.
Wow.
I'm just saying the tools are there for a reason.
Everyone's faces are wrong, but because we're at the end, I'm not going to fix them. But I'll just go to whoever would have been next, which is Trendane. If you have the power of speech.
I do, but my network connectivity is starting to shit itself. So
Just in time.
yeah, no kidding. So yeah, I'm Trend, a professional voiceover personage, and I've been playing Herbert, the six-eyed, eight-legged crocodile thing, and yeah. We'll be starting Curse of Strahd on Saturday on Arvin Elrond's channel, and yeah, then you might see me on more stuff here. Well, definitely here on Thursday, and then something. I think Tuesday. I think we're doing a Tuesday morning over on Arvin Elrond's channel. We're doing Adventures in Middle Earth, I believe.
Is that still going on?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Strahd is not a misunderstood dude. Whoever said that in chat. No, he's not misunderstood at all. I don't know
Everyone
what
should
you're
just
talking
go
about.
party at his castle and wash their necks first, because it's respectful. You don't want. It's just common courtesy, hygiene. Otherwise, the
Gross.
hygiene officers will come after you.
Well, my
Um,
character's a metaphysician, so he's tidy anyway.
Well, wait a minute. I'm not going to touch that. All right, we're good. Sorry.
Okay. All right, good talk, McLoken.
Hello, my name's McLoken, and let me
You're
tell
over
you
there now.
about broccoli sandwiches.
Please.
Now, Yeah, I am a broadcaster here. I am formerly partnered on Twitch. I am not partnered anymore officially. Officially today, like there's no more emotes from me, or anyone subscribed, it will not have my emotes. So, sad panda, everyone. So yeah, big news is I have moved my show to Mixer, my show Chosen. It will not be under McLoken. It will be under another title that I will announce later. But yeah, you guys can follow me at Twitter at McLoken. You guys can always ask me D&D questions, and I'll answer them. And then I play a bunch of characters on the internet as well. So generally, what is it? Tonight, tomorrow, I play in Dark Heresy. Sunday, we got our last episode of Call of Cthulhu Reveries. Monday, I don't do anything. Tuesday, I play on a Counter Roleplay channel where I play a Gnome Ranger, and it's super fun. And then Wednesday will be the beginning of Chosen on Mixer. And so I hope a lot of people stop by and say what's up and hang out and watch me do Mixer things. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing going on Wednesdays, so I'll be over there watching you, buddy.
Yeah.
Right there to support you. Because nobody else. There's no other channels that do anything 6 and 20 wise. So
Yeah, no, never.
Yeah, no.
Literally never. There wasn't yesterday, so I don't know why
Yeah,
you would
never
think
happens.
there ever is.
Yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Yeah. All right. Johnny, Video Store Cowboy.
Video Store Cowboy, all over the place. Do the 6 and 23, three times a week. Tuesdays on my channel, Wednesdays on Unmade Gaming. But that's not really happening anymore because we're all going to go over and watch Loke on Mixer, right? We're all just going to go hang out over there. So
We're gonna
speaking
mix it
Lazarus. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then on Thursdays here on NotSoSpeedRuns. Also on Esper Genesis, I believe we have an episode tomorrow, and I forgot all about that. So I've got to figure out what I made a mistake. And then next week there might be something coming up for me on Mondays. I'll be announcing on Twitter this weekend if that comes up officially. So that's me. Otherwise, it's Video Store Cowboy everywhere except on Twitter, where it's Vid Store Cowboy because of their damn 15 character limit, and I should probably rebrand because of that. Anyways, that's me. Thanks. Have a good. It was a great game tonight, guys. By the way, I did not expect some of the drama to unfold in the way it did, but I was really happy with everything, and you guys handled the cuts really well. And as somebody said, stop cutting and at the feels moment, and no, I refused to stop doing that. It was fun.
There was a lot of cutting it feels moments, Johnny.
I don't know what you're talking about. Man. I was doing my job.
Things.
I'm totally okay with this because I love it. The anticipation is great.
There is a lot of anticipation.
Well, I hope you join your lasagna.
Anyways,
What?
Come on, you didn't even fucking finish. God damn it! Trent and I were.
my name is Speedy. This is my channel, NotSoSpeedRuns, where I play games less than quickly. You can catch me here playing some other video games sometimes. And you can also make sure to follow me on Twitter at NotSoSpeedRuns. Also, you can also check out the 6 and 20 Twitter at 6, the word 6, the letter N, the word 20. For all the updates on all the wonderful things that we do with that patient.
Thank you.
Other than that, I don't think we have anything else going on that I need to announce. So we will end things off here with a raid as soon as I find someone very quickly to raid. And online, I see. CA. See a buddy of mine, BC Mountain Man, live right now. Cool dude, met at PAX East this year, and he's playing some Sea of Thieves. He's a fun guy. You should go check him out. Great beard.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, well, we're not gonna. It's not a competition, all right. And if it were, yours would win. However,
Oh, okay.
He still has a good beard, and I think all beards are valid.
Yeah.
I saw that joke.
Anyways, we're gonna go over and rate him. So,
Okay.
there it is, and the command is in chat. Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching. It has been super fun. You guys better be there next week when everything goes to shit, and everything is on fire and collapsing into earthquakes. And no matter what happens until then, don't forget to take it slow. Bye.
We're just gonna keep waving.